Hi, guys, and welcome back to Groomer Hat. We have made it through another week of quarantine. I hope you guys enjoyed your week, and I am so happy to introduce my guest this evening. My guest this evening is the Director of Pet Society USA and my personal favorite, Hydra Professional Line. He has been in sales and marketing management for over 10 years. Jeremy spent several years in the hair and cosmetic industry before transitioning over to the pet industry. He currently resides in San Diego, California, with his husband, Gabriel, who is an internationally awarded groomer and speaker. Jeremy, welcome to my show. I'm so happy to
Hi.
have you here. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to get to talk.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're excited. So, how are you doing? You're in California, and I know it's a lot going on over there as well as over here in New Jersey. How are you guys doing over there?
We're staying positive. We're in full quarantine right now, so all non-essential businesses have been closed down, and we're kind of limited to making visits to like the grocery store or like essential activities. So it's been rough. I'm definitely just trying to keep busy with projects and find stuff to do in the house, catch up on reading, catch up on all those projects I've been putting off for months. But we're not doing too bad. We're staying positive.
That's so good to hear. Now, do you guys have a grooming salon over there, or what got shut down? Are you guys typically travel a lot?
So we do have a grooming salon here in San Diego that my husband manages, operates, and owns. And right now we are on hiatus because of COVID-19. For me, it's a little bit easier because a lot of my job is working from home. I can do a lot of stuff remotely. But it's definitely been an adjustment for sure. Things have slowed down a lot. We're just trying to capitalize on this opportunity to catch up on a lot of other stuff that we have kind of been putting off around the grooming shop or like updating websites, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been rough. We're hanging in there though.
I'm glad, and I'm glad that you guys are really utilizing this time. I think most of us in the pet grooming industry, sometimes things just end up moving a little bit way too fast, and we end up putting so many things off, and little did we realize. So this time right now is a great time for a lot of us to catch up with projects that we put off, or have phone conversations with some people that we should have contacted, and just like really take advantage of this opportunity, because me personally, I don't think I would have ever had the time to sit down like this and get a lot of things done.
I 100% agree. I think especially for groomers, the day-to-day is just so quick. It's like you start your day and you just keep moving. And I mean, there's barely a gap in there to have like lunch or to like take care of the small stuff, much less to like actually sit down and focus on a project. And I think with times like these, it's definitely like it's really important that you're capitalizing on this opportunity, because that's truly what it is. It's an opportunity to study other facets of your business. I think, especially for groomers, it's very easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day and the focus of the task at hand. And sometimes that means letting other things kind of slide through the cracks, whether that's educating yourself on business management, marketing strategies, what you can be doing to better connect with your clients or organize your process and the shop. So I think this is a really great opportunity for everybody to take some time to study those other aspects of your business. And that's definitely what I'm doing right now with my business as well. Especially with all of the grooming shops closed, it's definitely slowed things down for us as well. We're definitely feeling a little bit of that too. So I'm really using this opportunity to try to better educate myself or better learn aspects or facets in my business that maybe I'm not quite as familiar with.
Wow, that makes sense. So let me ask you something. Now, I have a well understanding of what it is that you do, but can you explain to our listeners a little more in depth about your company, both, and the mission behind Hydra and Pet Society?
Yeah, definitely. So Pet Society Pet Products is a manufacturer of grooming and bathing products for both professionals as well as pet owners. So our actual company, Pet Society Pet Products, is based out of Brazil. So we have been in Sao Paulo, Brazil for 15 years now. And we are actually one of the largest manufacturers in South America for pet products. What's really cool about our brand is that we do everything in-house. So our company actually owns its own manufacturing facility and laboratories. We also are responsible for sourcing all of the materials, packaging, ingredients that we use in all of our products, and we do all of the production in-house. So it's pretty cool, and Pet Society Pet Products has multiple lines of products. So Hydra Professional line, the line that is designed specifically for groomers, is actually only one of the brands that I oversee. So we have 6 brands in total. So we have a veterinary line of dermacosmetics. We do 2 retail lines as well. We do a household line of safe cleaning products that can be used for like stains or cleaning the floors and stuff like that, stuff that's going to be safe for the animals. And so my particular role in this is I am the director of the United States for sales and marketing. And so essentially, when they decided to launch their brand in the United States, I basically took over structuring the brand here. So getting everything organized, trying to get the products into the hands of groomers, and developing those relationships with groomers, educating people on the products, and then also just trying to get the word out there about the brand. What I love about this brand is the owners of the company are extremely dedicated to uplifting groomers. And for me, that's extremely important, especially being married to a groomer. I think a lot of times in this industry, brands really kind of overlook the groomers. And what I love about Pet Society and Hydra Professional is they really took a stance by creating a line designed exclusively to meet the needs of professionals. And I think we need more of that in the industry, honestly. We need to have products that are targeted specifically for groomers. Because, go for it.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No problem. So, yeah, like, for me, I thought it was really amazing. I loved the concept. I loved the packaging. I thought everything looked really luxurious. It really reminded me of the hair industry a lot, and I saw a lot of potential with this brand. So I was really excited to be a part of this project and help launch it in the United States.
I can only imagine. And Hydra, when you guys, I'm a fairly new client of yours, but I'm a forever client at this point. And I came across Hydra's brand quite a few times when I used to see it on fellow groomers' Instagram pages, on their Facebook. And number one, your color is purple. The theme color is purple. Purple is my favorite color. So you already had me at hello at that point. But I saw how engaging you guys were with your groomers, and I felt that that was something really interesting, and that's why I really wanted to have you on the show to bring that up, because a lot of pet retail industries, you don't really see them interacting as much one-on-one for the groomers. And ultimately, the groomers are the ones that are using the products the most. We use them every day. Every day when we're washing, we're trying, if we're recommending to clients. So it's very important, speaking from a groomer's perspective, to have that kind of relationship with a brand that thinks about us and puts us first. So I think Hydra was the best choice that you could have made.
I 100% agree with you. It's very interesting because I came from a background in the salon industry and the hair industry, more specifically on the barbering side. So I worked with a pretty large company to help promote men's grooming products, and I also worked with barbers to help them create business plans and ways to be more efficient with their time. I taught them how to upsell services and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen, especially with like barbering and really just men's hair care and skincare, it's a market that has like exploded over the past probably, I would say, 6-7 years. It's all over on Instagram. It's all over online. And prior to that, it was an industry that was very overlooked. There was definitely a lot of emphasis and marketing geared towards women's hair care, women's skincare. And I think once social media really started playing a huge part in the skincare, the hair care, the makeup, the cosmetic industry, that's when you saw a boom in men's hair products, skincare. It's all over online. And so when I entered the grooming industry, I really saw the same potential. I was kind of surprised. I was like, nobody has a lot of like strong representation online. And I don't see a lot of brands really making it a focus to connect with the groomers and to really identify their talent, uplift them, and begin to create social media superstars. And for me, that was one of the things I had seen, is I had seen what it had done for the men's barbering industry, and I saw a window to make our brand grow really, really quickly here. And to also just make the industry as a whole better. I think right now especially, it is important to get that representation out there. If groomers want to be taken seriously, and I think they should be, because groomers really are the backbone of the pet industry.
Thank you.
I think groomers should be the authority, and I think we really do need to, as brands, work towards uplifting them, because pet parents, pet owners, they see a groomer more times a year than they see any other member of the pet care industry. And so I think making sure that groomers have the right tools, they have support, and they have a group of people that are helping them learn to make really strong content online and make that connection with the with the customers and the pet owners, is only going to do amazing things for the industry as a whole.
Exactly. And what I love about you is that you come from the hair industry and you've transitioned over into the pet industry, and you share, the same passion. You see exactly what it is that we feel, and like you said a little bit earlier, the pet industry is a industry that's underrated. Typically, we're overlooked in most cases, and it is time for us to come out to the front end, and for brands to start collaborating and connecting and communicating with groomers, vice versa, because that's what really will bring as much awareness as possible to the pet industry. That's another reason why I wanted to create this platform and bring influencers like you onto this platform to talk about the significance of groomers and pet retailers and pet trainers and veterinarians all just coming into one light, because ultimately we all have the same purpose. I feel like we all have the same mission. We want to just make sure every pup and cat looks good, is happy, is healthy, and longevity. So let me ask you, how long have you been in the pet industry altogether?
So it's interesting. I kind of married into the pet industry.
Ooh, do tell.
So I met my husband. It will be 4 years this year. And we met, and at that point, I was still in the hair industry. I was working for a company called The Art of Shaving, and I was one of their regional barber trainers and product specialists, and I also worked with their marketing department for creating campaigns as well as doing online stuff with Instagram and just kind of helping them with that aspect. And I met my husband, who was a groomer, and he was working at a kennel at that point. He was working at a kennel with 60 dogs. And we ended up meeting, and probably about a year later, he was approached by this brand from Brazil. He's originally from Brazil, too. So he was already very familiar with this company, and they had interacted with each other in the past. So they wanted to sponsor him for this brand, Hydra, that was launching in the United States. And they said, it's a really cool opportunity. We would like to get you on board to be one of our lead promoters. And by the way, do you happen to know anybody who has any sales or marketing experience? Because we're looking for a part-time sales rep to help promote our brand on the West Coast.
I'm sure I can come across a few people. We'll definitely connect after this. I think I have a few people that are in that industry.
In the barbering industry, or?
No, you asked for people that are in the sales industry, correct?
So the company, when they were launching in the United States, they were looking for that.
Okay.
And they were talking to my husband about it, Gabriel, if he knew anybody that had sales experience. And so he referred them to me, and I interviewed for the position. And I started out as a part-time sales rep with the company.
Okay. All right. Got it.
So once I got involved, I started out with just sales and kind of trying to promote the line. And I had a lot of success with that, and about 8 months after that, I became the director of the company for the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of a crazy opportunity. I was definitely nervous because when I first took this job, I was definitely walking away from a really, really comfortable position. And I had been with the company for a long time. I knew the ins and outs of it. But I saw this as a real opportunity to do something new and to challenge myself and to kind of be at the ground floor of a company and build it up. I love doing stuff like that. So it was crazy. So I've been in the industry for about 3.5, 4 years now.
Wow. So have you ever thought about becoming a dog groomer? Have you ever tried it out yet?
So I've done a little bit of I can definitely bathe and blow dry a dog. My husband has taught me how to do that. I played around with the scissors and the clippers at one point, and I was just like, I was like, I'm really happy for you. It seems like you really love this, and I'm glad I got to experience it for a day. But I think I'm good on the other side of this business. I don't have the patience and the precision it takes to be a groomer, because I don't think people realize how steady of a hand you have to have. And how much repetition goes into perfecting a craft like this. And so, yeah, I tried it out. I tried my hand at it. It didn't really work out for me. I'm still available to be his part-time bather and blow dryer if the shop is extra busy or if one of his employees calls out. But for the most part, I let him handle the grooming.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. And Gabriel is a very talented groomer. I must say, I'm definitely a fan of his. Um, we will follow each other on Instagram, and I see his talent, and I'm like, wow, that's some awesome work. And then you'll have people that will say, oh, I actually work with us, and I say, I don't think it's as good as that, So, like I would just want to absorb all of that knowledge and skill set that he has. I think it's really, really awesome, especially the coloring techniques. So, do you guys have any pets yourself? Do you have any fur babies at home?
Well, if you ask my landlord, I have 2 dogs at home. If you ask anybody else, I have 6. Yeah, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown San Diego. We have 6 dogs in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we definitely. I love all of our dogs. We have 3 toy poodles. We have a Bichon Frise. I have a little French bulldog. I was begging and pleading with my husband to let me have one, and he's like, "What am I supposed to do with that? It doesn't have any hair."
Oh my God.
I was like, you could love it. You could just love it. Like, it could just be a
That's
pet.
it.
And he's fallen in love with that dog. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
And then right now we are also boarding a little Sholo, and he's a hairless dog, so he's really easy to maintain. But yeah, we've got quite the zoo going on here.
Oh wow. Yeah, it sounds like it's a full house. Definitely sounds like it's a full house. I am a mother of one. I'm at work all the time, so I feel like my clients are my children because I see them every day. So I said, and I don't think my girl wants another dog in this house. She's definitely prima donna, queen of the household. No one tells her what to do, what not to do. You throw a ball, she looks at you and expects you to go get the ball. So that's the little monster that I created in this household. Now, so obviously, let me ask: do you guys use the Hydra products on your pups at home?
Yes, absolutely. It's actually really convenient because our grooming shop is located like 2 blocks from our apartment. So it's really easy to walk them down there and bathe them. And like the products are fantastic. I really love the line for more than just the fact that I represent it. I love the story of the company and the quality of the product. The owners of the company actually originally started out in the sourcing of raw materials for cosmetic brands. So they have a lot of contacts worldwide to source only the highest quality of materials. So the ingredients that we use in the Hydra Professional line are going to be the same quality as raw materials that are used in human-grade products. A lot of times in this particular industry, it is very easy for manufacturers to cut corners on the quality of the ingredient because a lot of the regulations and the laws regarding pet products and pet skincare products specifically are very lenient. And so it's really cool. Like, the ingredients are extremely high quality. I actually use some of the conditioners on my own hair. I just love the product.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, they all get bathed in Hydra.
That sounds like it's a great quality product, and using the conditioner in your hair, that's one way to tell that it's a great product. But another way that I'm able to tell when I'm dealing with a great product is, I don't know, if it's a shampoo that isn't good quality, for some reason my skin breaks out from it. I noticed that if it's a high end shampoo of a good line, my skin typically feels so nice and it feels moisturized after I wash and I condition my dog. So typically I feel if it makes my hands break out, I can only imagine what it may do to my client. So I like to just stick with products that are safe and gentle and are formulated for them. Now I know, I think my favorite of yours is the facial, the soft
Hmm.
facial, and the whitening shampoo. Oh, the whitening shampoo is my absolute favorite, and it smells so good.
I love the whitening shampoo. What I really like about that particular formula is it's still very conditioning because a lot of times with whitening shampoos, it's like once you put it through the coat and you rinse it, the coat just feels so dry afterwards. And I like it because you still get that really nice, bright white or just brightening to the coat, but it doesn't leave it all dry afterwards. And the extra soft is amazing too. I love the formula on that. It's sulfate-free, dye-free, hypoallergenic. It's perfect to use around the face. I'm surprised how many of the facial products have like the synthetic dyes or really heavy fragrances in them. It's just not like the most ideal thing to be using around the eyes and face.
Exactly. So then, what is your favorite product? If you had to choose one of your favorite products, which one is your favorite?
That's really tough.
You
Like
have to pick
obviously,
one.
if I had to pick one, I would say I'm really in love with the Flash Thermoactive Deep Conditioning Mask. Um,
Mm.
it's just very intensely hydrating. It has a blend of collagen, coconut, argan, and sesame oil, so it's very conditioning to the coat. What I like too is a lot of conditioners have really like sealants in them or like keratin, which is really, really great. Keratin is excellent as like a treatment, but like as a weekly bath, it can tend to build up on the coat. And what I like about the formula for this one is it uses the collagen to just enhance the elasticity of the hair, to make it, to kind of revitalize it. And you can use it as much as you want because it doesn't accumulate on the surface of the coat.
Hmm. That's some good points to know. I've never tried that one, so I think I'm about to try. I think that's my next product that I'll be ordering. So
It's
you'll be hearing from me after this show. Now, you are, again, I can't get over how knowledgeable you are in the pet industry, and a lot of my clientele are hairstylists, barbers. They are in that industry, and they always tell me, they're like, Ashley, there is no way we can get involved in the dog grooming industry. We don't know anything about this stuff. That's definitely your forte, and the fact that I feel like you picked up so well on it, and you were just so passionate about it, that's very inspiring for people that may want to take the same steps as you, even in the hair industry. You never know. Um, that are like, you know what, I think I want to try something different. They may not get married into the grooming industry. They may they may just have like this little tug into it, or they may meet a friend, or whatever the case may be. But for the people that are listening, what are some pieces of advice that you would give to them that are willing to take the route that you took?
um, I think from anything I've learned, so it was really interesting because when I dove into this particular project, it was so far from anything I had done before. I was really familiar with like the sales aspect of things. I was really familiar with like customer service and also just like marketing and promotion. But there's so much more that goes into it. Like my first week with this company, they told me, okay, so our goal is to acquire distributors. We need to find people that can uh, we need to find distributors so that people have access to products. I was just asking them. I was like, what is a distributor? Um, it was just so far out of anything I had done before. Um, so for me in particular, I think the one thing I've learned from diving into this industry is first, Um, you really need to focus on learning as much as you can. And a lot of times it's just diving in. One thing I tell people a lot is that success is a very messy process. There's a lot of trial and error involved in the process of being able to do anything. It really is about being able to go to it with a good attitude each time and a hunger to learn, a hunger to know more. It's not about saying, I don't know. It's about saying, where can I find this information? For the pet industry specifically, I think the one thing, if you're interested in it, is relationships are very important in this industry. It's a very tight-knit community of people. And sometimes up front, it can be a process to kind of break in and get to know people and have people trust you and build those relationships. So I think if you're interested, a really great way to kind of dip your toe in is to find a grooming show or a pet-based event where they have products, they have the grooming contest. It's a really great way to kind of dive in, get to know the industry, and to also make connections. I think this industry is really amazing because I think in a lot of ways we're still in the very early stages of development. If you come from a lot of other industries, like specifically for me, the hair industry, I've seen what the hair industry has done over the last 8 to 10 years, and so I can see ahead to the potential that the grooming industry has, and so many of the areas of the grooming industry that are still untapped or not being recognized. I think that can be really helpful too, is referencing other industries that are close to you. The grooming industry for humans is very similar to the grooming industry for pets. It's different, but you can really reference the hair industry when you're looking at trends people are connecting with what people are buying, what people are interested in, what kind of services are really, what add-on services people are really buying into. There's a lot of ways you can reference areas of that and kind of translate it into the grooming industry. And so I think anybody interested, it's really just kind of dive in, get to know the industry, make some contacts, and just kind of be prepared to learn because it's definitely a trial and error experience.
Tell me about it, because I feel like I still go through trial and error. And like you said, it's such a small-knit community and industry, and all of the advice that you gave, all of the pieces of advice that you gave were crucial to anybody. I feel in any industry, I think you gave pretty broad examples of what a person should do, just basically involving themselves with the public. And like you said, groomers, it's great to be willing to learn. You need to be open to learning all the time. Like I said, I feel like there's still so much that I need to learn. I like to, reach out to other groomers and speak with them. I like to reach out to pet product lines and speak to them, whether it's food or whether it's shampoo or whether it's health-related. There are so many things that we can possibly have in common with each other, or just basically outlets of information that we can learn to just make ourselves better in the industry. And then also you gave a lot of great marketing tips. So I feel like I'm going to use a few of those when I get back into my salon, learning how to communicate a little bit better. I've always felt, and this is just me, I felt that it was always easier to deal with dogs than it was to deal with people. So I give anyone that works in the hair industry credit because a dog. Go ahead.
I 100% agree with you, and I can't tell you how many groomers tell me the exact same thing, that they have a much easier time connecting with the dogs that come into the shop and it's just easier. And I 100% get that. I think that a lot of times is what draws people to grooming or to the pet industry is their connection with animals. I think now more than ever, it is important, and this is what I tell groomers a lot, is that people will connect with your work to a certain extent. People will connect 100 times more effective, or like more efficiently, to getting to know you as a person. I can't tell you how many Instagram profiles I go online and see where I see all about the dog and like tons of beautiful pictures of beautiful work, but I don't know who's responsible for creating that work. I don't have a face to attach it to. I don't have a name to attach it to. And that's the thing, is if we want people to respect our work, we have to put a face to it. We have to humanize it for them. Because at the end of the day, the dog is not the one stopping at the register to pay for the groom. It is that client. And building that relationship with them is vital. And it really is about understanding that nobody is going to advocate for your work the way you will. And so what it really requires is a conscious decision to put yourself out there and advocate for yourself. For me specifically, I'm absolutely uncomfortable getting on camera, like Instagram, doing videos.
No way.
And that was one of the things that for the first 3 years of business, or 2.5 years of business, that I really avoided doing. I didn't do what I do now. And this year, 2020, at the end of December, that was my goal. Is I said, if I want this brand to succeed, I need people to have a space to connect to this brand. I need people to know that there's a person here attached to these products. There's a person who is passionate about this industry, who's passionate about these products, who wants to connect with these people. And so I really put myself out there. The first month of videos that I did was an absolute disaster. I went on like a live stream. I was so nervous, and it was very apparent. But what I found is that the more I did it, the easier it got, the more comfortable it got. And I found myself enjoying it. I found myself seeing results from it. And my company blew up over this year. This is the first year, I really, really, really started seeing the results of my hard work. And it was because I made that conscious decision to take down that barrier of fear and work hard to connect with people and put myself out there. And I think everybody in the grooming industry really needs to make a conscious effort to do that, because that is how we are going to really earn people's respect, is by creating a relationship.
I agree. And your words are I'm just smiling because your words are so uplifting, and I can relate to them, because when I first started, I hated the camera. I did not like the camera. I was not comfortable around the camera. If you put a camera near me, I was probably on the other side of the room. But as I kept growing and my knowledge was expanding, people would start reaching out and saying, hey, can you record yourself doing this? Hey, can you record yourself doing that? And I ended up finding my way in front of cameras. But although it wasn't something that I intentionally wanted to do, I did realize that it made a significant difference for my brand. It made a significant difference for me personally, because I started enjoying it. So I understand where you're coming from with that. And to all of our listeners that may have a fear of jumping in front of a camera or speaking out or speaking up. It really is a fear that you just have to tell yourself um, it's not real. Fear isn't real. I'm just stopping myself from this and go for it because um, if we don't, then how will we learn? How will our brand survive? How will our brand really explode to the platform and to the levels that it really can achieve? So I love that you're honest with us and you're transparent with us about that, letting us know that, yeah, I was afraid. I did have a little bit of fear when it came to being in front of cameras and things like that, but I was able to overcome it. So if I could do it, you can do it as well.
I think it's incredibly important to if you find you're fearful about something in your business specifically, just do it. Just do it and move forward. And sometimes it's a very messy process. Sometimes there's a lot of failure involved in it, but I can guarantee every single time you will come out of that situation with a better perspective of how your business works. And I think it really is, it's good to take those risks. It's good to put yourself out there. I've talked to a lot of groomers who have been really afraid to address conflict with their clients or to really demand what they're worth in regards to compensation or even just basic respect from clients. And I think when people are really able to say, you know what, I'm going to make it a point to work on that and to really work on these areas I have issues with. So if I'm scared to talk to my clients or I'm scared to demand what I'm worth, I need to just do it. I need to just do it, and I need to stop saying, I'll do it later, I'll get around to it, I just need to do it.
Exactly.
And it makes all the difference in the world.
I believe you. And like I said, all of our listeners, you heard Jeremy say it. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Make it happen, and just see what the results are. Because you never know. Just take that chance, take that leap of faith, and just try to make your dreams and your brand reach the full potential that it has. The full potential that it has a chance of reaching. So I'm going to ask you a fun question, and we're going to lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
If there was one superpower, this is my favorite question to ask my guests. If there was one superpower that you could have, what would it be?
That's a good question. I mean, especially now with everything we have going on, and maybe just from being in sales and marketing for so long, right now especially, I would love to be able to see in the future a little bit to see what's going to go down with this situation. I think it is definitely a point of uncertainty for all of us right now.
Agreed.
But I think that or the ability to, read people's minds. I think especially in sales and marketing, we spend a lot of our time trying to put ourselves into the perspective of a consumer. What are these people interested in? What motivates them? What are they looking for? What do they appreciate? And I think we spend a lot of time trying to predict the future. What's going to be next? I know what's happening now, but what's going to be next in the industry? What's the next step to take this brand farther? What's the next step to take my business farther? And I think those are a lot of the questions any business owner should be asking themselves is, okay, I know what's happening now. What's next? And also being able to get out of the eyes of a groomer and put yourself in the chair of a consumer. We're all consumers. Every person in the world is a consumer to some capacity. So it really is about being able to pull ourselves out of that spot of being that groomer and put ourselves in the spot of the consumer. Okay, what's motivating the consumer to come to my shop? What's making my shop stand out from another one? So yeah, I would say one of those two.
Listen, see, you're better than me because if I had the power to read people's mind, I think I will go a little bit past work. I would definitely go past the profession.
Well, I don't
But
know how great it would work out outside of work, but for work it would be excellent.
but at least, all right, that's work is a safer route. Work is definitely the safer route. So speaking of work, now I'm excited. I know spring is coming. Usually spring is launching period for a lot of companies and brands. Does Hydra have any new products doing so soon?
So we have a lot going on right now. Obviously, like over the past couple months, we've done a couple of launches. So recently, our pet parent line, Beeps by Pet Society, launched on Chewy.com. We also recently launched our pet owner line, Luxury Care by Hydra, on Amazon.com. And it's also available for a lot of grooming shops to be able to wholesale to their final client who absolutely loves Hydra. But besides those, I do have a couple of new professional products that we'll be launching. Timeline for launch right now is a little bit up in the air. For me, it's really important to make sure that when I launch a new product, people are able to use it. People are able to use the products. And especially right now with things kind of being up in the air, I really want to wait until everybody kind of lands back on their feet before we do any new launches. But I do have a grooming powder that we'll be launching. So if you do any sort of hand stripping on a dog, it's amazing for that. It's also good to just absorb any excess oils from the coat and kind of fluff it up. So if you do show dogs like Shelties or Collies, it can be great for that. We also have a new keratin spray coming out as well. So it's designed to reseal the cuticle. It's designed to add like a really soft, lustrous feel to the coat. So for dogs like golden retrievers or spaniels, it just adds this really, really beautiful finishing to the coat. And then later in the fall, we have some really cool stuff coming out. We're actually going to be launching a product line called Hydra Senses. So the Senses collection is really unique, and I think it's a really cool step forward for the industry. It is actually a bathing package. So it comes with a shampoo, a conditioner, an activator for the conditioner to make it even softer, as well as a cologne and a spray for brushing. And what's cool is it all comes in one pack, and it's got a very cool signature fragrance, and the packaging is gorgeous. But what it is designed to do is it's designed to be a promotional bathing kit. What you can actually do for your clients is for like a month or 2 months, you do a promotional bath. So you can upsell your bath to your clients and add an additional, like $3 to $10 onto the cost of a regular bath with that enhanced service. And it's a really cool way to kind of help your grooming shop stand apart from a lot of the chains or the larger businesses that are out there by offering really unique signature services that are exclusive to your shop. So I'm really excited about that.
Just make sure my name is on the top of that list when you guys are ready to launch that, okay? Don't forget about me.
For sure, yeah. I'm super excited about that one. The packaging on it is like next level. Yeah, so I'm really excited to launch that one. Hopefully that'll be launching like fall, right before the busy season, so it'll be right in time for the holidays. And it's a cool way to capitalize on making extra money for every client that comes in. Because if you upsell that bath to every single client a day, that could be an additional $30 to $100.
Exactly. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited about the packaging. I'm a special character. I love nice packaged things. That's what will really sell me. If you have something that's packaged nicely, I want it. So you're going to package something nicely. Everything is purple, and it smells good. So I might as well just be the brand ambassador for free. I'll be happy to do it. I love Hydra. I love all of the products.
The packaging was the first thing that immediately attracted me to this company. I had been around a couple of the grooming shows and events because, I had been there with my husband, and I just remember looking at a lot of the packaging and just being like, oh my gosh, this looks terrible. And it just looked very simplistic. It didn't feel luxurious or professional. It didn't really get so excited about it. And then when I saw the purple packaging and just this really sleek finish and these beautiful labels, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to change things in this industry, and this is going to make a lot of brands really step up their game. And so, yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely love packaging.
I'm glad I'm not the only special case on the phone. So let me ask you, will you be attending any grooming expos this year?
That's
well,
a good question.
Considering everything that's going on. But let's shoot out into the summer and fall. Hopefully, we're praying that this all can get passed sooner than later. But if it clears up, where can our listeners look forward to seeing you guys?
We have a couple of shows scheduled out. So as of right now, I'm supposed to be in New Jersey today at Intergroom, but Intergroom is canceled or postponed. But I will be attending Super Zoo. So Super Zoo is in Las Vegas, and that'll be the first week of September. Amazing, amazing show. If you pick one grooming show to go to, I absolutely love that one.
Super Zoo is my favorite. Mm-hmm.
It's huge. And it's just so cool to have so many industry professionals in one place, and the groomers really connecting with other areas of the industry. So I love that show. And then a week after that, I will be at Hershey Groom Expo, which is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And I think I like that event a lot too. That event's really amazing. I like it because it's a little smaller, it's more intimate. It is very, very, very groomer focused. So if you're really interested in competitive grooming, or you're interested in seeing products more specifically designed for groomers, that show's amazing.
I've been to the Hershey Expo once before, and it was very intimate. It was much different from the Super Zoo in Vegas. And Super Zoo, that is my absolute favorite expo to visit. Every year, I'm always there. And I believe Super Zoo is in August, I think, right?
It usually is in August. I think this year they rescheduled it for September 1st through 3rd, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm appreciative of that because hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler around that time of the year because the beginning of August it's just so outrageously hot there.
Oh, I know. And that's I enjoy the pool. Typically I go to my classes and then I'm at the pool and then I'll go back to classes later.
I wish. I'm out there with a dolly hauling pallets of shampoo into the 100-degree weather. It's not like that for me. But I can definitely understand. I would definitely appreciate some pool time for sure.
Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Hopefully, if Super Zoo comes this time, maybe after the expo, you can find your way to a pool to enjoy yourself.
For sure. I have a couple vacations planned for after Super Zoo. Super Zoo is usually pretty intense, like the preparation and then the actual event. So I usually try to schedule a vacation after to take a little bit of a break.
Oh my goodness. I hope. Well, at least I'm finger crossing. Or if you can't make it, I'll enjoy the pool for you. I'll do it for you. So, basically, I think that for all of our listeners, it sounds that Hydra personally is one of the go-to brands that I recommend, Jeremy recommends, and a lot of other groomers that I personally follow recommend as well. So if you aren't already up to par with this product, I think that is something that you should definitely get yourself into, get it into your salon. Um, Jeremy, if there's any way that our listeners can follow you, how can they follow you and get in contact with you?
So there's a couple of ways you can follow me. So I have the Instagram page for Hydra. That's going to be Hydra_USA. And then I also have my personal Instagram page where you can actually interact more directly with me. And that is going to be just Jeremy Feitosa. So Feitosa. And usually I post on the Hydra page. I manage both pages, so you can get a hold of me on either one. So yeah, that's the best way to contact me, truthfully.
Okay, perfect. So everyone, you have their information. I definitely, if you aren't following them already, I would say to make sure you are following the page, share to friends. Now, I have a fun question. Are you guys interested in or at some point thinking of doing like fun little shampoo tutorials for your clients or potential buyers? Like the best, what the effects of a whitening shampoo can do, or the detangling spray?
Yes, we actually definitely have a lot of projects planned. I am really fortunate. I work with 3 really fantastic sponsored groomers. So they're competitive groomers, and then they're also definitely people in the industry that are well recognized. So Gabriel being one of them. So Gabriel is one of our reference groomers. I also have Susan Hatch, who is on Groom Team USA, and Michelle Worthy, who is a phenomenal educator and just super talented. So I'm trying to work in partnership with them so that we can create more of those educational videos to kind of really assist people in the use of the products and what they're specifically designed for the groomers.
Oh, perfect. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. And I know your products are for groomers. Now, do you guys sell products solely for pet parents? Are pet parents able to get the products in a smaller proportion as opposed to getting wholesale packaging?
So we do have a new line that we recently launched called Luxury Care by Hydra. The thing about Hydra Professional is the formulas specifically are tailored to meet the daily needs of groomers. So they're typically going to be products that are designed to be diluted. They're going to be products that are going to be using ingredients that should more specifically be handled by a professional. So we had a lot of people who requested Hydra in retail. And so what we did was we created Luxury Care by Hydra. So it's a really nice maintenance line. It comes with your essentials for outside of the grooming shop. So it comes with a conditioning shampoo. We have a hypoallergenic, sulfate-free, very similar to the Extra Soft Facial. It's great for like hypobath, sensitive skin, or like puppies, cats. And then we have a conditioner, a brushing spray, and then a signature cologne that's exclusive for the retail line. So just the essentials. The formulas are direct application, so they don't need to be diluted. It's user-friendly. It's also just going to contain ingredients that are more specifically designed for a pet owner. So there's not going to be like thermal optical brighteners, bluing agents, keratin. Those are really products that should only be handled by professionals or people who know how to use them correctly. Because they can cause, like, you can dye your dog purple, or keratin specifically, if it's overused, can cause coat breakage. So we want to keep those products more in the hands of the professionals. And we really want professionals to have something definitive. Like, we want people to come out of the grooming shop with their dog and be like, I could never achieve these results at home with the bathing. My dog would never smell like this at home. My dog would never have this feel to the coat at home. So Luxury Care by Hydra is really amazing for maintenance. It's still going to give you that nice conditioning and softness. It's going to help prevent mat. Still the same quality of ingredient, just a lot more user-friendly.
Well, that is perfect because I know that there are a lot of pet parents that are interested in at-home products. So I'm glad that you guys have products for pet parents. So again, for all of our listeners, our pet parents, our groomers, Hydra is available to you, to your home and your salon. So make sure you are following them and make sure that you reach out to Jeremy if you have any questions or concerns. So, Jeremy, I want to thank you so much for being on the show with me this evening. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. And to all of my guests, all of our listeners, I look forward to speaking with you again. Next Friday, I have another awesome guest coming on from Jersey this time. So make sure you tune in. It is your girl, Ashley Ann, also known as the Grooming Extraordinaire. You all have a great night.